They came back, they managed to win the remaining 2, and the last game was not even close. But let's see whether T1 are definitely going to be all business. And historically, they definitely have been. Having a look at some of these stats here, of course, damage percent-wise, Faker, they don't lean on him quite as much. Gumayusi does a heck of a lot of work, but Clozer is the linchpin for his team.
Oh, I would love that.
Horse Cat. Horse Cat is real scary.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it kind of fits into Liv Sandbox's style, right? I think that Croco is one of their main carries, and okay. I like this.
Yeah.
His bot lane ganks are something to be feared.
Absolutely. I really like this. The Gnar was about as obvious as it could possibly be, but it's just a really well-rounded draft there for the horse, which is to be expected. And you say that, you know, farm junglers aren't necessarily as popular as Ice. Going to get bound up here. Peacemaker comes on in. Slight cancel of an auto there, but Gumayusi certainly sending the going to say. Oh, never mind. Faker taking a bit of damage there in the mid lane.
Okay, now you can.
Yeah, and as I was going to say, Hecarim is a farm animal as a horse, and therefore is probably more allowed to farm. It's got a flash forward, and that is first blood solo kill to Clozer. Oh my goodness, Ona not going to be able to trade that one back, as now Croco coming in towards the top side as well. Zeus is just going to have to die. Doesn't want to give over the assist to Croco.
And it's that bottom side that actually turns out to be a saving grace, because with both those kills going over, there is still a slight lead. If you look at the history, right, Clozer being heralded as like one of the most talented, hyped up rookies, up and comers, playing behind Faker and then never really getting off the ground. Then spotting this gank by Ona. And just flashing in.
Yeah, it was a little bit greedy.
Yeah, Faker just walking in range. As this is one of the reasons why you always have to respect the Gragas. Nicely done by Zeus, because I think that an assist on Croco would have been
to bail. Bit of a push here on the bottom side as Carrier looking for a little bit. No Lee Sin in the area as Light Binding's going to go wide. Peacemaker, a lot of damage just with the edge.
That is something that T1 is now also somewhat relying on. As Carrier going forward.
Yeah, Light Binding connects again, and that's the cleanse. That was almost flashable for Gumayusi, but doesn't want to
be much farther up without being nearly as scared. The rest of the map, though, T1 needs to play respectful as Croco Ghosts.
Yeah, that is going to be the Q landing onto Clozer. There's the kickback, special delivery, and it's actually Ona that locks down the kill. Croco now taking a lot of damage from Faker, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end. You'll take that if you're a Sandbox fan, as here on the bottom side, Gumayusi certainly not looking all that healthy.
And I gotta say, as Carrier...
Binding comes on in, Carrier's in trouble, as Ice also almost dead. The exhaust comes through onto Gumayusi.
The Ice and Kao, they're kind of hanging on, but the reason why the gold lead is still in favor of T1, because of this bot lane.
Yeah, Zumi's come on in there, as there's the flash out from Ice. 4 dinners without having to do any dishes. Very, very good. It's T1. Gonna have to deal with the fact that Croco is there. He does have the ulti available, but he's gonna get bound. Dove now looking for an opportunity. Zayas still charging up the Nabar as in goes Croco. The curtains are being called as well as they take down Gumayusi to start this one off. Ona is going to survive, but Zayas is still massive in the backline. That's a double kill on both of the tanks as Kale's running for the hills and the Q will connect. There's the kick flashes. Ona's not done yet, and the 4 of them are mopped up. Clozer is the only one that remains. Yep, let's have a look at this one more time as T1 get themselves situated. And I really like this from Liv Sandbox. They focus on Gumayusi. They notice that he's the one that's doing a lot of the work in this early game. But if you drop the ball on what Zeus is doing, it's still not going to end up all that good.
And what happens there is that Croco walks onto a trap that was laid by Gumayusi. Because if Croco paths towards the south, he might get picked off, right, by Carrier, by Ona. So he tries to path back, get away from the fight, and he would have been able to. He's a Hecarim with a Yuumi on top of him, and the first part of the fight shows why it's such a deadly combo. But then... Yep. It's just beautifully executed and really showcasing, again, that the best of Nas, they need good. Again, has Dragon's Rage available.
Very sneaky as there's the final chapter. They are trying to bait this one in as Gumayusi's going to flash, get himself out of the way. Onslaught comes on in as Croco gets rid of Gumayusi from this fight. Closers come down though, so the man advantage there for Liv Sandbox. The kickback, not really going to do too much as Gumayusi's doing some alcove gaming that he really does not want to. Wants to get a kill back onto Croco, but will fail to do so as Liv Sandbox clean up a couple of kills with their man advantage. No one actually looking towards the Dragons whatsoever.
Just fight. Drakes are irrelevant if you can just fight each other.
That's exactly right. As Croco's running forward for even more fighting, Chronicler, and he's just going to walk past Faker. The flash comes in, but he waits for it. It doesn't really matter. He's just going to helicopter down the man in the helicopter.
The reason why this man on the horse was the Rookie of the Year, right? Liv Sandbox's team, without a doubt, has suffered a lot, but he is a fed Hecarim with a Yuumi on top. That is not going to be something. Like, plays like this are just not... So I wonder which build Croco is going for as... Oh, Dove!
Yeah, that's a great double body slam as immediately the Valkyrie does have to come through. Faker's out of the fight, but can they find any more is going to be the question. The answer is yes. On T1 side, they couldn't kill the mid laner, and Gumayusi mops it up.
Actually able to find another one of those skirmishes. I'm glad we're getting this. This doesn't feel very fair.
I'm still going, I'm still going, I'm still going. He was. Nicely played there by Croco.
Extra little shields, and we did see Carrier making his way over. And while this starts out nicely as Dove, because he doesn't have the cask.
Oh, the binding.
Yeah. Carrier really saving that one. And the rest of the team, they knew this was happening, right? Like, they knew they were setting up for a pop. No, I need more.
You're going to need 5. So that's the maximum. Zona taken down to about half health here. He's going to flash, get himself out of the way. Onslaught of Shadows does basically nothing, as that's a big Gnar onto 3 into the wall. Back goes Ona, and he's actually going to be able to get the kill onto Dove and make it out. Now Carrier and Gumayusi trying to lock down the remaining members, and Clozer not going to have anywhere to go. Kale as well is now just a cat by itself. And that is definitely not good news, as T1 look to take down Shirley as well.
Can match up to T1. As we're going to look at a tragic fight that happens here. Look at the lack of coordination here between Dove and Croco. That is an onslaught of shadows being thrown into a target that was already knocked away by the explosive cask. And that is, I think, the biggest issue that Liv Sandbox is facing here, which is that the synergy just isn't quite there, right? And we do see these nice fights.
Very immovable there in that brush. Is Carrier going to get slowed down, going to have to flash. Out of the way is Faker looking for some rockets here onto all 5 members of Liv Sandbox. Zeus just going to take this turret.
He's overextending and allowing Dove to flank, right? Because if at any point there's a deep ward or Croco gets into the back line.
Yeah, Faker holding onto his flash though, as they're going to set themselves up. That is a fantastic gravity field as Faker will get taken down, and that is just a swift pick off. Faker not wanting to use the flash.
Yeah.
It's here on the bottom side. Dove doing a bit of damage there to Zeus, but I don't think too much is going to come of it. Oh my goodness, Zeus does so much damage on this Gnar, and will have bigger form of Gnar.
The team.
This is not where Ice wants to be, as the Q is going to connect, and Ona, shouldn't have too much trouble dealing with this. Flashes after him, gets the kick, Q's going to land, and Ona will pick it up so easily. Faker fighting against Clozer here, and right now Clozer is winning out. Shenanigans to get yourself out of this one. Killing Faker is definitely a decent move, as yes, the TP could also work. Ona doesn't have his kick, and he's just going to see whether he can get himself a kill. Instead, he flashes, Final Spark comes in, and Clozer's just dead. So there are a few things that could have happened, but they didn't, as Gumayusi now trying to throw out some autos.
Picked off left, right, not having the control they need. As, yeah, that was an unfortunate Valkyrie, followed by not flashing, even though they definitely should have for Faker, and then Ona just... There's a lot of vision here, right? So you feel relatively safe as Ice, but the reality of the situation is you're not. 3 of your members are on bot side, and your
control is at least there. The Mountain Drake is what T1 are looking for. Mountain Soul Point will be available. Close it down to 50% health, and Faker just, if he lands these rockets, it is danger zone as Zeus looks for his opportunity. Can't quite get a decent Gnar position. His flash is available though. Liv Sandbox are respecting it. It's exactly how they need to play this. Wait out the Gnar bar, and then try again. Zeus now actually on a face check here just a little bit. Croco and Dove not wanting to even fight it. They're like, this guy is too strong. Crush comes out, and the explosive cast comes on in. Ona looks for an opportunity as Dove is the target that they're looking for. Blast Cone gets Faker over there, and oh my god, the damage. Zeus going to finish that one off. Onslaught of Shadows used defensively is the worst feeling for a Hecarim.
Not necessary either, because the poke from T1 is devastating. Faker doesn't even have his Ludens yet.
Do you know what's looming here, Chronicler? Gigantic wallets. Absolutely massive wallets. And it's sort of irrespective of what item choices have been put down there. So a little bit of a shame as Croco thinks he's found Faker yet again. Goes for a little bit of a Valkyrie and then discovers he is really dead.
The beauty of the T1 roster is that it doesn't really matter, as Croco also showcasing again this Hecarim Yuumi. I would not mind to see this combo again.
I actually think it's really cool.
Yeah.
But this ain't it, right? Like,
oh, this is... No, I don't want to talk about this. That's why I'm talking about the Hecarim being a nice...
In live, something
nice
that we might actually... Okay, no. It's the horse in the Thunderdome. Not exactly where he wants to be, and he's just going to get taken down. Carrier explodes on the backline, though, as Clozer is very scary. Gumayusi flashes into ice, and that's a target that he actually wants to try and fight. Not going to be able to do so, though, as Zeus is the one tidying up. Owner's here as well. No one to safeguard, though. And he is going to... Oh, God, the boulder toss is just too much damage. And now it is Owner and Zeus looking for this opportunity. As Clozer's like, oh, God, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do here, but doesn't have a kick. It doesn't actually matter. He's got a Q, and that is going to complete the ace. A messy fight for T1, but as we mentioned, the state of the wallets is more what's doing the talk.
It's not there at all, no. Because what I assume happened is, as we can see here, again, like I think mechanically nicely started off there. Carrier, unfortunately, not able to get quite as much done, but now you're a Hecarim stuck in a pit without your ultimate, and it's really Clozer that really saves it and is able to do so much damage here. Kael with the very unfortunate pathing away from the rest of his team, which as Yuumi is very much a death sentence, even more so than for the usual sports. Zeus says no one gets away from the boulder.
As Carrier misses the binding, Croco getting taken down relatively low. It is going to be the Mountain Soul, but can Live Sandbox find themselves a hero fight? Clozer getting closed in on here. Gravity Field is decent, good light binding, but no follow-up. Croco's able to trot his way out. Q doesn't connect, and a strong thought that one might happen, as there it is, the kickback onto Clozer, and they do manage to secure it. Oh my goodness, they can't even get the kill onto Owner here, as Faker once again is going to fall down. Dove up towards the top side, but just too weak to make his way out. Wanted to get the snipe onto Carrier, but the shields are just too big, and we've just got a teleport from Zeus. He's like, yeah, no, I'm kind of finished with this game, and he's going to look to take down these Nexus turrets. The rest of Live Sandbox are scattered to the wind. And Zeus now with a few more autos will be able to do it. Throws a house around as Croco has managed to make it back. And they haven't even done any damage to Zeus yet. Can he actually get the work done, as there's a good stun into the wall. Ice will get taken down as Gumayusi does so much work. If he puts a couple of autos into this Nexus, it's game over. But we're going to see if we can get a couple of kills before that one happens. Gumayusi doesn't want to really fight a Fountain Laser, but it seems like the only one that can do as much damage as him, and he'll settle for the Nexus. T1 managed to take down Live Sandbox in the end.
In every lane but mid, and then when it came to the latest stages, they were just so on point. And I mean, Zeus' game, like I can't talk enough about it, because he did like doing the most damage on this.
You know who it is. It will be Zeus. No surprise here. 811 damage per minute on Gnar.
He outdamaged a Corki by a massive margin.
Caitlyn.
Yeah, he did outdamage a Caitlyn too, but like...
Votes there were, 3 votes for Owner and 1 vote for Carrier.
The Carrier vote, yeah, you know, I thought he had some really nice ults that game. Actually helped secure a lot of kills.
Yeah, basically Ice didn't get to play the game because he was just poked out the entire game, which is what we saw in one of those highlights. But
나 철거 빨라 이거. 더블 줄게. 못 먹겠다. 시 없어서. 나 쌍타 깨긴 했어. 우리 미드 할 듯? 끝낼만해. 끝낼만해?
나를 할만해. 나를 절대 못 잡아.
쌈빠도 될 듯.
야 캐틀 지켜 캐틀.
캐틀.
캐틀 지켜.
딘 볼게.
딘도 뿌려.
굿.
딘 잡았다.
난 끝내자.
왜? 싸우자.
그래.
나 만년설이.
나 CS.
왜 이렇게